Today, I'm putting the top 25 teams from the final college football playoff rankings into a bingo board. You guys know the rules. The first team to 5 titles in a row wins it all. Before I start this tournament, comment down below who you think is going to win it all. It's now time to see which team is truly the best in college football. Here's the final top 25 teams from the college football playoff rankings. It's time to see who's going to be going first. It is going to be just barely Mississippi. I thought that was going to be Missouri, but let's see where Mississippi is going. They're going to be headed to their left, which means they're going to be going up against Oregon State. Ole Miss versus Oregon State. Ole Miss can be scary next year. They're doing great in the transfer portal. I'm excited to see them. But before we get into this, let me explain what no limits mean. For example, let's use Missouri here. If they were chosen, they only had 2 options, either going to their left or down. However, no limits. If they got chosen to play up, they would come off the board and over to play Georgia. Therefore, hence the no limits rule. If they got chosen to play right, they would come over here and play against NC State. So pretty much same rules, except there's no limits to the borders and teams can play across the board essentially now. So if you're one of these teams on the border, Florida State, if they got chosen down, they could play against Oklahoma. So I just think it's going to spice it up a little bit and make it more fun. Like usual, the defending team is the home team. So Oregon State is the home team, where Ole Miss is the away team. So far, it's looking like Oregon State's getting the victory over Ole Miss. And because none of these teams have 2 tiles, whoever loses here is eliminated. Ole Miss cannot lose here. There's a minute and 45 seconds left in this game. Jackson Dart needs to lead his team down the field and fast if they want to get back into this game. They're down by 2 possessions, and for some reason the AI never snaps the ball. Going for the pass, and that's for the first down. That's a good start to this drive. They're going to need some bigger plays though if they want to pull off this comeback. He's got tons of time, goes for a huge throw. That almost got intercepted by Oregon State. If only he kept his hands on the ball, he would have sealed the game there. Time is ticking down. I don't know if they can do it here. He's got tons of time again, but that was a throw to nobody, even though he had a couple wide open receivers. I guess the coverage sticked pretty well until the very end, sending everybody deep. That's a crazy catch between 2 on him. Wow. Jackson Dart placed the bread in the basket. He threaded the needle between those 2 defenders. That's crazy. Cannot believe they pulled that off there. I thought this drive was going to be over. Ole Miss still has 2 timeouts left. They just took their first one, and we're down to the final minute. Another big throw, and that's to the end zone for a touchdown. That's a 20-yard reception. That is a huge play. Ole Miss needed that. It's all going to come down to this final onside kick here. They have to get the onside kick. It looks like Oregon State's going to be getting the ball. However, Ole Miss still has 2 timeouts left. They're going to have to put all their trust in their defense, and overall their defense has had a pretty good game as they've held Oregon State to only 13 points. But they're just going to run the ball. They run commit. He gets 3. All they need is the first down to seal this game. They might even have this after this. Pretty sure this is game over. They're going to be able to kill off most of the clock, so I think this is pretty much game over. There's only going to be about 4 seconds left, and they could just end the rest of this game on this final play right here. So it looks like Oregon State's going to be eliminating Ole Miss. There is 4 seconds left in the game though. We're going to watch this. I want to see if they can pull off something crazy. I have seen crazier things happen in these videos. Let's go. Final play right here. Oh, he just barely got it off with 1 second left. All right, so this is the final play right here. Big throw. That's intercepted. It's game over. Ole Miss is eliminated. That was a crazy first game, but it looks like Ole Miss is going to be eliminated by Oregon State. And they are the first team with 2 tiles. Up next, we have Tennessee. Tennessee will be heading to their right. So that means they're going to be going against Iowa. I cannot believe this right now. Iowa actually is putting up 28 points against Tennessee. I know I flame Iowa a lot in these videos, and sorry Iowa fans, but they're proving me wrong right now. I thought their offense was going to be stopped completely. Their excellent defense has held Tennessee to only 10 points. They are going to be getting the victory over Tennessee. This is crazy. They deserve this victory, and Tennessee will be eliminated. Honestly, they've had a pretty mid-season as well, and they will be getting 2 squares, and now Iowa has 2 squares. Next up is gonna be Oklahoma State. Coming off that loss to Texas in the Big 12 championship, they're going to be heading to their left, which means they're going to be going up against Penn State in this next matchup. Oklahoma State was up 17 points, but Penn State has made a crazy comeback, and they are currently up by 3. However, Oklahoma State has the ball back, and they can drive down this field with 2 minutes left in this game. All they need is a field goal to tie it up or a touchdown to win it all. And they're starting off their drive very well as they get over midfield off that passing play. They're going for the screen pass, and it's going to be very successful as they're getting the first down and a lot more. Ollie Gordon is too good. They've driven down this field very fast. However, they don't want to leave too much time for Penn State where they would have the opportunity to get down the field themselves. This is a quarterback keeper. He's taking it up the middle for 8 yards. They're running in the ball. He ran backwards. He would have gotten the first down. What was he doing? I can't believe that. This game is going to be tied because he didn't want to run for the first down. I'm just like shaking my head right now. He tried to make the big play. Just take the little gain there. That's tough. And there's still 53 seconds for Penn State to get down this field. He's going to keep it himself. He's running for a solid 7, but the clock is ticking down. They're going to have to move fast. And the AI in this game always never snaps the ball in these last couple of seconds. They always always bring it to overtime, which is slightly annoying. So I guess this game's going to be going to overtime. Oklahoma State is starting off with the ball in overtime. However, they're going to be stopped to 4th down, so they're going to have to settle for the field goal. All Penn State needs is a touchdown to win this game. So Penn State needs the touchdown to seal this victory. They're going for a huge throw. That was almost a one-play touchdown, but that was some great defense. That would have been crazy if they got that there. Looked like there was multiple open people in the end zone. Oh, he breaks that tackle. He keeps going for 6. They're going to not get the first down. These overtime games never end in the first round. I don't think I've ever had one end in the first round. Wow, he got the first down on that. That was crazy. What an effort. And he finds an open receiver. He was wide open. So it's going to be 1st and goal. Drew Eller is not going to get into the end zone. That's a tackle for loss. He's finding no one in the end zone. Oklahoma State's defense is clutching up. One for the throw. Oh, he almost caught that. He was out of bounds though anyway. They're going to have to settle for the field goal again. Drew Eller overshot that though. Crazy throw, and that's intercept. Oh wait, he caught that? No way he caught that. Right there, he got hit as he threw it too, and he caught that. That's crazy. I thought that got intercepted for a second. That was a great catch into the end zone. So Oklahoma State gets the victory. That was an overtime thriller, but Penn State's eliminated, and Oklahoma State now has 2. Up next, we have Oregon State. Oregon State will be headed down, and there's 2 options for them to head down here. So this will be 1, this will be 2. It is gonna be 1, so they're gonna be playing Texas. At the half, Texas is up by 1 point to Oregon State. Let's see how this goes. Texas scores another touchdown. Can Oregon State strike back? No. Texas gets another one. And it looks like Texas is going to be getting this victory. No. Oregon State gets the touchdown though. But Texas gets the victory 31-21 by 10. Remember though, Oregon State is not eliminated as they still have 1 tile remaining. And now Texas has 2. Up next, it is going to be Louisville. Louisville is headed down. So that means they're going to be playing against Iowa, who currently has 2 tiles. Iowa once again really proving me wrong as they're up. They got 28 points once again, but can they hold this lead? Looks like they get more points on the board, and they're going to be holding off against Louisville as they get their 2nd victory in a row, 31-24. So they're now going to have 3 tiles on the board, and Louisville will be eliminated. Up next is Ohio State for their first game. Ohio State is going to be heading just barely up. Yes, it's just barely up. And so this is the first time we have the new rules coming into play. Ohio State will be attacking Oregon. This is going to be a future Big Ten matchup. The no limits is coming into play here. Oregon so far up by 14. Can they hold off this lead? Ohio State ties it up. Wow, it's going to overtime. And it looks like Ohio State pulls off the comeback. Oregon was up by 21 at one point, but Ohio State makes the insane comeback and wins in overtime by 3. That was crazy. So now Oregon is eliminated, and now Ohio State is all the way down here. That is crazy. These new rules coming into play. Next up, we got number 1 ranked Michigan. They're headed into their Rose Bowl game soon, and they're going to be headed to their left, and they're playing against Liberty. However, Liberty is not in NCAA 14 revamp, so whoever was going to play them, I'm just going to give them a bye. So Michigan gets the bye, and they get a free tile from that. Up next, it's going to be Notre Dame for their first game. That rhymed, but let's see where they're going to be headed. They're going to be going to their left again. Here we go. Second time this is coming into play. The no limits. Notre Dame headed to their left means they're going to be playing against Georgia. It's going to be a tough one for them. Should be a good matchup though. Georgia is clearly proving that loss was a fluke when they lost to Alabama in the SEC championship, because look at this. They're blowing out Notre Dame. This game was never close. 42-16. Georgia deserves that victory over Notre Dame. And now Notre Dame's going to be eliminated, and they will be getting 2 squares. The next team up is Clemson, their first game. Clemson is going to be headed to their right. Again, we got another no limit border. Heading to their right means they're going to be playing against Oklahoma State, who currently has 2 tiles. Just like the last game, it looks like there's going to be another blowout victory. Oklahoma State taking over, getting a huge victory over Clemson. I cannot believe that. That's very embarrassing for Clemson. Oklahoma State gets the huge victory, and now Clemson is eliminated, and Oklahoma State is actually looking very good right here. Because of that new rule, they now have 3 in a row technically. All they would need to do is beat Arizona and Alabama, which could be hard. Up next, we got Georgia again. Georgia is going to be heading down, and there's 2 places for them to go down. Either this one, they'd end up here. This one, they did up here. So this will be 1, this will be 2. It's going to be number 2, so they're going to be playing Missouri. This game already happened this year, and they won it, so let's see if they can get 2 in a row. Missouri is on top by 2 touchdowns. I cannot believe it. They get another one. Georgia strikes back, but it's looking like Missouri might get the victory here. No, it's tied up at the very end. Who's going to win it in overtime? Georgia does. That was an insane game. That finish was so close. Somehow, Georgia made a comeback there and ended up with the victory in overtime. So Missouri is going to be eliminated in their first game. They almost upsetted headed Georgia. This is kind of funny though. Georgia is in 3 corners of the bingo board. None of them are touching, but they still have 3 on the board. Next up is gonna be Oklahoma. They're the previous winners of the bingo board. Let's see if they can get something going. This is their first game, and they're gonna be headed to their right. So they're gonna be playing Washington. This is both teams' first games. Number 2 Washington versus Oklahoma, the previous winners. Washington is proving they deserve to be in the college football playoffs. I cannot believe how many blowouts there have been this tournament so far. Washington gets a massive victory over Oklahoma, and it looks like the previous winners are eliminated in their first game. That is kind of sad for Oklahoma fans, but Washington holds on and gets the massive victory over Oklahoma. Up next is Michigan once again. They're still yet to play a game. They're going to be heading down, and they have 2 squares. This is going to be 1, this is going to be 2, either Florida State or LSU, so both tough matchups. And it's going to be number 1. I was actually looking forward to this being a potential college football playoff matchup, but in real life it's going to be Alabama, so I'm excited to see this one. So for you Florida State fans out there, this is your chance to be in the Rose Bowl. Let's see if they can prove that they had what it took to be in the college football playoff, or will Michigan prove them wrong. Michigan so far is up by 13. It's looking like they're going to be getting the victory, and they do by 16, 26-10. So Florida State gets eliminated by Michigan, so I guess they couldn't prove they deserved to be in it, and number 1 ranked Michigan prevails and gets another victory. Up next we got Alabama for their first game. I'm surprised they haven't been picked yet. They will be headed down, which means they're going to be playing against Iowa. Alabama's up by a considerable lead in the 4th quarter. Looks like they're going to be getting the win by 10, 21-11. So Iowa finally loses. Their win streak is over. Their defense did pretty good though, but Alabama's going to be taking this tile. There's still a couple teams yet to play. LSU, SMU, NC State, and Arizona have yet to play, and Kansas State. Can't forget them. And speaking of that, it's going to be SMU. Something like that always happens when I say that. SMU is in the direct middle of this map. They're going to be headed down, which means they're going to be attacking Michigan. Michigan could be the first to have 4 on the board after this game if they win it. For a while, Michigan was actually losing. It was very surprising, but it looks like they're going to be pulling off the victory over SMU in the Big House, which is something I expected, but I did not expect it to be this close. That was a 5-point game. SMU definitely one of the best group of 5 schools, but they're going to be eliminated in their first game, and Michigan will have 4 tiles, meaning they currently have the most on the board. Remember though, all that matters is you get 5 in a row. It doesn't matter how many you have it on the board total. And look at that, it's going to be Michigan once again. There's so many different directions they could go in, but they're going to be headed up, and there is only 2 places they can head up in. This will be 1, this will be 2, and it's going to be number 1. So they're heading up against Oregon State. Michigan is continuing to go on a roll. It looks like they might get another victory. Looks like yes they do, 35-18. Michigan is currently unstoppable. They are number 1 ranked in the country. They just beat out Oregon State, which means Oregon State will be eliminated, and Michigan now has 3 in a row with 5 total tiles. Next up, it's going to be Georgia. They're funny with only 3 tiles in the corners. It's going to be right. So it looks like they can move in 3 different locations, but actually if they moved right in this one, they just end up in their tile again. So this will be 1, this will be 2. There's only 2 options for them, and it is going to be 2, who I think they're going to be playing against NC State. Yeah, they're going to be playing against NC State, and this is their first game of the tournament. They finally get in. I cannot believe this right now. Look at the score. NC State getting a massive victory over Georgia. Obviously, this would probably not happen in real life, but that's why these videos can be so fun, because crazy things like this can happen. And NC State gets a 20-point victory over Georgia. That was their first game as well, but remember, Georgia's not going to be eliminated as they have 2 squares left, but NC State gets another tile on the board. Up next, it's going to be Arizona finally for their first game. They are heading to their left, which means they're going to be playing against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has a chance to get 4 in a row here. It's looking like Oklahoma State might get the victory over Arizona in pretty good fashion right there. They held them out to only 1 touchdown. Noah Fifita could not get it done with Arizona, and they're going to be eliminated in their first game. And now Oklahoma State is getting dangerously close to winning it all, so they're going to have 4 in a row. All that's standing in their way is Alabama, so they are very close. Up next, we got Ohio State. They haven't played in a while. They will be heading to their left, and there's 2 places they could go, Washington or LSU. This will be 1, this will be 2, and it looks like it's going to be LSU, Ohio State versus LSU. I think this is LSU's first game, which is crazy. This is a very close game so far. Ohio State is taking the 10-point lead, but LSU strikes back. However, Ohio State holds on, gets a victory in a close margin. 3 points to LSU, and LSU will be eliminated. Unfortunately, LSU just got eliminated in their first game, and Ohio State is now bordering Michigan. Up next, it's gonna be Alabama. Alabama's going to their right, and look at this. They are gonna be playing either Kansas State or Oklahoma State. Oklahoma Oklahoma State literally has a chance to win it all here. This is going to be so close. This will be 1, this will be 2, and of course it's going to be number 1. So this could be the final game. However, I don't know if Oklahoma State could get the victory over Alabama. It's going to be tough, but this could be the final game. I cannot make this up right now. This is just crazy. Alabama really choked this game. The sim in this game is actually crazy sometimes. I do not think this would happen in real life, but obviously it's fun to watch this in the sim as Oklahoma State is literally up by 20 to Alabama, and it's looking like they're going to be winning the bingo board tournament. I don't think any of us ever would have expected this to happen. It's just actually crazy. These teams always end up coming out of nowhere in these videos. It's really fun to watch. Anything can happen, and actually they ended up winning based off the new rules as well, as one of their tiles they got from the no limit rules, so that's pretty cool to see as well. The clock is ticking down as Oklahoma State is able to run out most of the clock. Oh, he almost threw that right to the Alabama defender, and they're just gonna go for it. I mean, they might as well. They're up by 20. Just end this game off right here. They're just gonna hand it off. Ollie Gordon must have been, oh yeah, look at that. He had 150 yards. Ollie Gordon, he really must have helped Oklahoma State with his victory. That is crazy. What a game from him. And Jalen Milroe, I guess, just did not have the game he needed. It's not looking so good for Alabama going into this real life Rose Bowl. I'm excited to see that game though. Alabama is too little too late. Even though they're doing decent on this drive, they needed to do that this entire game. They get the first down, but this game is definitely over. Let's see if they can make any crazy plays happen here. That was to nobody. That was a great stop by Oklahoma State. Big throw by Jalen Milroe. He completes it. Wow. To Jermaine Burton. 33 yards. If only they could have played like that the entire game, they most likely would have won this game. He is wide open. He's not going down. There's a flag though, so that play is coming back. But honestly, there's no point in watching the rest of this game. It's over. Oklahoma State is the champions, and they're going to be taking this tile to get 5 in a row. And to be completely honest, I never thought that Oklahoma State would be the winners of this tournament, but they are going to be the winners of this bingo tournament. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about the new rules, and comment down below anything you'd like to see in the future in terms of these bingo board videos. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.